Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. This is the workshop, Don't Get Your Twists in a Knot. And I am your host today, or your educator today, Tisha McDonald. And right there you see Nikki of Naturally Yours. We are so excited that you have decided to join us today. Today we will be teaching 4 techniques and 2 ways to put them in. So we're teaching today Kinky twist, Havana twist, Senegalese twist, and Kinky twist.
Passion
So,
twist.
sorry, passion twist. Sorry, passion twist. Thank you. So, we are excited that you are joining us today. We're going to show you 2 ways to do this. You can put the twist in starting with a braid technique, or you can do it the more advanced way, which is starting with the twist. That's the more advanced way to do your twist. Um, so we're excited to get started. We're going to talk about when would you do these twists? How long does these twists last? Um, who's a candidate for these twists? And what products you should use when you have these twists? What's the maintenance of these twists? Those are the general questions that we're asked, and we're going to answer them for you today. So, Tanika, do you have anything before we get started?
No, I think that, and I'm going to remove this just quickly. Um, the ones without the braid, we call those knotless or braidless. So if you hear those terms, they're interchangeable: knotless, braidless, twist.
Thank you. Okay, so I am going to get started, and today you will see me without a mask because I am working with my daughter. So today you will see me without a mask, and today I will be teaching the Havana twist and the Kinky twist. Then Tanika will take over, and she will be teaching the Passion twist and the Senegalese twist. So you'll see me in the beginning, and then you'll see Tanika take over after. And if there's a difference, because Tanika and I sometimes do things differently, I will wait until she's done and then I will interject and show my way, or vice versa. If I'm doing my twist now and she does it a different way, she'll wait until I'm done and then she will show you her way of doing it. All right, so I'm going to bring my daughter to the camera now and we're going to get started. I'm excited that you're here. I can't wait for you to learn these techniques. As you can see, my daughter's hair is already washed and ready. She actually washed them and had a twist out. So we're just going to take it from here.
So I think in the beginning, what we do, what's important is to shampoo, condition, oil. Make sure that the groundwork is done before you get started. That's something we want to point out. Make sure that you have your tools in order. And when I say tools, the proper combs, brushes, oils, or whatever it is that you use, make sure you have that all done before you get started. Make sure you have your clips ready. Whatever you need, have all of your accessories together before you get started.
So, yes, right now you'll see me use a larger comb for Rayleigh just to comb out, but we generally will use a small comb for a parting. And I like to use my Joy Gel, or I like to use uh, jam, jam. For braiding specifically. But today I will be using my Joy Gel, and we will use for the Kinky twist and for the Havanas, it's the same type of a hair. It's a Marley twist hair. It's a Marley braid hair. So some stores say Marley twist, some say Marley braid. Some places don't even use Marley because they were sued for using the term. So sometimes it's just called Kinky twist hair. And that's what we're using today. And it's more of a coarser type of a hair, but it also mimics Rayleigh's hair texture. So just so you know that.
May I interject real quick?
Sure.
You know, I'm in Alabama, and down here I use a lot of Cuban twist hair, which is equivalent to the Kinky twist hair or the Marley hair. It's Cuban twist hair, though. It's a little bulkier. I find it to be a little bit bulkier and more close to the Afro texture hair.
Okay. Nice to know. And this is what we're saying. We are in two different regions, and we use two different types of hair. I need that. Okay, so today I'm going to get started with I think I'm going to do the Havana twist first, and then I will do the kinky twist. H comes before K. So I'm going to start with the Havana, and then we'll do the kinky. So for the Havana twist, it's the same. Okay, so for the Havana twist, you just use a lot more. It's a thicker type of a kinky twist. That's all it is. It's just a thicker type of a kinky twist. So for the Havanas, I'm going to use 3 pieces of hair, 3 pieces, just to make, and you can make them as heavy or fat as you would like. But I'm going to use 3 pieces and apply it to her hair. Now I'm going to show you, the first technique I'm going to show you is the braid-in technique. And in the second technique I will show you is the knotless technique. And of course, make sure you have, like Tanika said, your clips in hand. Now, I would use this technique, the Havana twist, for someone like Rayleigh who has lots of hair, lots of healthy hair. It's not going to strain her hair. So she is a prime candidate for a Havana twist because she has a head full of hair, thick, and her hair can withstand this. I would not put this on someone who has very thin hair. Um, Although, you have clients sometimes who wants it because the fatter twist will cover up some of the thinness of their hair, but you really have to be able to analyze their hair and tell them yes or no, can they get it or not. But I would not recommend you do a Havana twist on someone with very thin hair.
I agree.
Your parting is important as well. So I usually start from the back and work my way forward. And what I like to do is part from ear to. Ray's not getting a full head of Havana twist. Since we're in the workshop, we want to just show you these different techniques. But if I were doing a full head, I would part Ray's hair from ear to ear, from ear to ear. And then I would start in the back and then I would work my way forward. What I like to do is called diamond parting. So I would slant her on a V, and maybe I should show you that. So at least that'll be a bonus tip that you got on how I do Havana twist or kinky twist. Any style that I do, I start part from ear to ear and I start in the back and I work my way forward. But because of the workshop, I am going to show you in the front. However, I will show you that parting right now. Please turn your head. So we're going to part from ear to ear.
So why is that important for you to part from ear to ear?
Well, I always like to work in sections. And when I part from ear to ear, once I get finished with the back, then I know how much I have done for the front. And it just makes it easier for me to see my sections because I go in sections. So I will do from ear to ear, then I will part on a diagonal on this side, a diagonal on the other side, and I will start my braids. And I like my braids to be even. So if I have 3 braids at the back here for the Havanas, then I'm going to do the other side, 3 braids as well. Once you get to that V in the top, then you know you're done. And it's going to be a nice, perfect triangle up there, and that's your last braid. The reason why I do a V also is because it gives it more of a full look when you do a V. When you do going straight across like a brick lay, it gives you a flatter look. A V gives you a more full look. Does that make sense, Tanika?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm asking, just for
Yes,
those who
yes,
might have
yes. I want the people to
questions.
know why I do it that way. And that was a very good question. So that's another bonus for you guys. The V parting gives you a more full look as opposed to the brick layering going across the bottom and then sectioning it out. It makes it more flat. So it depends on, and most people want beautiful looking braids. Although there is another technique, and I'm glad that we're talking about this, but this is more for our braiding. This is the half moons and the kinky twist, the smaller kinky twist. But for the Havanas, triangles all the way.
Okay, I was going to ask you about the half moons, so I'm happy that you mentioned it.
All right,
While
guys.
you're
So let's
doing
say,
that, I like to split my hair as well, so we agree on that part. Now, it might not be ear to ear. I might do a smaller section in the front, but it does give you a guide to know that yeah, you're almost done, and it gives you a feeling of relief to know that you're almost at the top. I get excited when I know I'm almost at the top.
very good. So now we have parted, and I'm one who left my clips in the bag, but my bag is right here. So let me just go into my bag.
Okay.
Okay. So I have duckbill clips. Duckbill clips.
So, is there any hair? I think sometimes we also need to take into account that a client could be allergic to the synthetic hair, especially the kinky hair. They got all these, things, chemicals in the hair. So you guys make sure that you're not allergic to the hair before you put it all over your head. There have been cases where people had used synthetic hair and really had a bad allergic reaction to the hair.
Okay, guys. So I have that's very true. I have her hair parted, and as you can see, ear to ear, and here's my diagonal slant. So then
Okay.
I would just go across and make my square. Clip that. And I like to leave the comb in the hair. That's just a thing that I do. So you guys are going to see me do a back braid. And you want to make sure that the part is as straight as you can get it. That's tickling her. Okay. There we go. So a little joy gel or a little jam or whatever you decide to use for your braids. And I just put it on the root for a little slick, give it a little slick. I will comb it through so it could go through the hair, right? And now we'll get started with the braid version of the Havana. So you have the three, and I'm just gonna, we do not do knots here. So it's a no knot. We do not take the hair and fold it over each other. I never start a braid like that. I just leave it straight and I put my finger through one, two, and then you have your third leg. So I do that because I don't want that bulk, especially when you get to the top. When you have that knot in the front, that is what pulls the edges out. And some people like that knot there, but it's not healthy for the hair. It actually damages the hair, and that's when you see receding hairlines or no edges. It's because of that crossing over the hair and making it a knot. So please, if you can, do not put a knot in the front. And so I always tell this story. One of my employees asked me, do I know how to do a knotless braid? And I said, I never put a knot in my braid. But that was when I checked out what she was talking about, I understood later, but I never started with a knot. So I was like, I always do a knotless braid. Well, let's get started. So you have your three sections, one, then you have a singular, and then this one has three. But we're going to cross it over to make it a twist. So it'll have two. It'll be three and three. So you lay the hair on the top and you split that one, her hair, one, two, three. You put the commercial hair into her natural hair. You braid one, I do about three revolutions, two revolutions, three revolutions, and now I start to twist because I don't want a large part of her twist to be braids. I don't want to go down half the braid and it's a twist. So I just do like 3 revolutions, just make sure it's secure in there, and then I start twisting. And the
Yes, when
Havana
you
twist
see,
is the Havana twist is a larger twist. You do not have to have so much tension as if you were doing a Senegalese, and that is part of the series. Thank you for watching. But see, and you just go down and you just twist the rest of the way. And you see how fat that is? I love this twist. The Havana.
uh,
It's so pretty once the whole head is done and you wear it like in a bun. I love a big bun. What were you going to say, Nikki?
I was going to say that when you have the braid go down too far, it looks unprofessional. So you want to make sure that you're keeping it as professional as possible because it is a twist and not a braid. You don't, I agree, you don't want to have half of the twist to be a braid, you know?
Yes. And as I go down, sometimes I will pull to make sure that it's a firm twist. So I'll pull and make sure it's a firm twist. But I'm not twisting it as if it were a Senegalese twist. And you want to make sure that you go all the way to the very tip of the hair. The very tip, you want to twist it all the way down. You can't anymore. And that is her Havana. A nice fat, could you lean in a little? There we go. A nice fat twist, but it's a solid twist.
So let me just ask just a general question.
Yes.
Usually how many packs of hair, perhaps, would you use for a
Well, like
stylized
with
braid?
Rayleigh, it depends. Okay, excuse me, Ray. It depends on the amount of hair the client has, and and how fat you want the braids to be, the twist to be. As you can see, Rayleigh has a lot of hair, so I would probably use about 6 packs of hair, maybe 7 packs. And then sometimes clients want to add a sprig of color into their their twists. So, and I actually have sprigs of color. So, okay, so that is the Havana braided roots. And you really don't even see the braid there because I just did 1, 2, 3. That's it. And get started with the twisting. You don't want to go really past 5. We call them revolutions. You don't want to go past 5 revolutions with the braid. You want to do 1, 2, 3 if you can, and just get to twisting. And you don't even hardly see that there's a twist there. So I'm going to show you now how to do it knotless. And then I guess, Tanika, you could take it and do a twist and then come back to me for the kinky. So we could just bounce off of each other.
Okay, you want me to do something right now, you said?
Well, right now I'm going to show the Havana without the
Okay,
knotless Havana. And then you could take it over and do whichever, the Senegalese twist probably.
okay,
And then
okay,
I'll come back with the kinky.
okay.
So there's your large Havana. And I think I will use the front of her hair now for the second one. Thank you, Rayleigh. I love when a model is participatory. She automatically turned her hair when I said, I'm going to do the front now.
Okay.
And guys, sanitation issue. Here we go, 101. I had the duckbill clip just sitting on her towel. So that's sanitation. It's not on me personally. It's not on my clothes personally. It's on the client. And now I'll put it right in her hair. So it was on her clean towel and now it's in her head. Now for the front, I do like to use squares for the Havanas. You see that nice square? Thanks again for moving automatically. Nice square. You want to make sure your parts are clean. Make sure you comb through the hair. And here we go. I'm going to use a little gel. I'm going to put it in, comb it through. Now for the knotless, I do like to split the hair in half. So now we comb that gel through. We're ready. And this is why I say you don't really need a lot of product. I put that little bit of gel there, and now look at that sheen. That is a nice sheen going through there. And you can split the hair how you want. I'm just splitting it down in the middle. You can also go across, but I'm going to go down. Okay. Stick that comb right in her hair. And again, I'm going to start with 3. I don't care if it's even or uneven. And actually, I like it to be uneven so it's not such a blunt end. I like to have that tapered look. All right, so now her hair is split, and we're not going to do anything with the hair because it's already in half. So now I'm going to lay the hair onto Ray's natural hair. Now, the first side, I'm going to twist 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty tight. And you have to be able to tell if it's tight enough on the head that it's not going to come loose. Now I'm going to take the other side and I'm going to twist it as well. 1, 2, 3, and it's up to you. You don't have to do 4. That's just what I see that's working for Ray. And then you just keep twisting. You want to make sure you twist and twist. You want to like do a double roll with your twist. And I'm trying to do it as slowly as possible. And with that gel being in there is letting her natural hair just lay nicely. So I see her natural hair is here. It's about to end, but it's blending so nicely in the twist because it's the right texture. Texture is important. Now I'm just going to go free. I'm going to go loose. You want to make sure that your client's hair is fully in before you just keep twisting. Now I'm just twisting right to the end as I normally would. And that's how you do a knotless twist. This is a knotless Havana twist. And again, you want to make sure you go all the way to the very end. You want to twist all the way to the very end. There we go. A nice fat twist. I love it. Any questions?
So
Any
I'm going to
questions?
ask you a question. Why would one prefer the braided roots as opposed to the knotless or the braidless root?
I'm going to excuse Rayleigh right now, and I'm going to just sit here. Um, I would sometimes it's because a person might be new and not really know how to do knotless, so they feel more comfortable starting with the braid and then going into a twist. Um, Others is because the person's hair might not can hold the knotless because it is a lot of tension when you twist double. So then you would want to start with a braid as opposed to the knotless.
All
We're ready
right.
to watch you.
I'm getting ready to do a couple of Senegalese twists. We're going to come over and look at my model. I'm going to put my mask on because she is not my daughter. So I'm going to put my mask on while I demonstrate. I have my girl Jayla here, and I started some of the Senegalese twists here. I'm going to move her hair so you can see. So I started some of the Senegalese twists. These are without the braided root. These are seamless, knotless, braidless Senegalese twists that I started. And we're gonna dip these ends on my braid, and I'll show you the ends at the end. So right now I'm going to demonstrate how to do the seamless or the braidless, and then I'll go back and do one with the braid. Okay. So the products that I like to use this Shine and Jam gel when I do my braids because I can't use my good Joy gel for something like this. For me.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like I will use either, but I have the joy. I keep the joy. If I run out of
Okay,
jam, then that's what I go to is my joy.
I got you. And then I just have some braiding synthetic hair, same hair that you would use for box braids or whatever. So these are Senegalese twists. And I'm just going to piggyback real quick off of what you said about making sure the texture. So hers are seamless. You can't even see where her hair ends, but it's because the gel kind of helps smooth that out. and she had already blown out her hair, so it's pretty straight. But if it was a kinkier texture hair, I would not do Senegalese twist on her. I would do a kinky twist or Havana twist or any other texture twist as opposed to a Senegalese. But since she was pretty smoothed out, we're going to go in and do, again, we're going to just piggyback off of what Tisha just did, which is the knotless. So I'm going to start there and then I'll go to the braided one. And so what I did, how I sectioned her hair, I did diagonal parts, well, slanted parts. And I like to do that every now and again. And this is, again, it's just for demonstration purposes. And so now we're at the top, and then see, they always fall in between. So that works for me. So I'm only going to do 3 up here as well. I'll do the knot list. So I sectioned that off. I'm going to move that clip. And I'm going to use a little gel myself. And I split that hair. And I get enough hair for her. Just take your time. And I like to fray mine because this is a short pack of hair. It's not the long hair. And I just make sure that it has the tapered ends, like you say. I roll this hair in the beginning before I even put it to her scalp. And then I roll, kind of like you, T. I just roll it just to make sure I have a good foundation. I don't count it. I just make sure it's secure.
Yes, the counting is optional. I just do it for like demonstration purposes. Because
Mm-hmm.
people want to know sometimes how do I know or how much should I do? So sometimes it's good to give them like a reference point.
Mm-hmm. And then once I get it securely in, then I just start twisting it down. I get a little extra gel as I'm smoothing down because of her hair. So I want to make sure that it's smooth all the way down.
It's really pretty. It's very shiny.
Yeah, thank you. And see, I can see where her hair ends right here. I don't know if y'all see that. So I'm gonna put a
Yes,
little gel on her hair so that it can lay flat as I continue to go on down.
that's a good tip.
Yeah. Because these are Senegalese and this hair is kind of is straight. So I put a couple of knots in the bottom just to secure it and make sure I do tighten it up. I stretch it, tighten it, and now I'm gonna knot it off. And we could end this, of course, we're always going to end it by dipping it in hot water, but I'm going to curl the ends. So I'm knotting it. I know you have your way of knotting, T.
Can you tell us how you're knotting? Am I looking at a loop? Your hands are going a little fast.
Okay, I'm going to do one more. It is a loop. I just loop it over my thumb and bring it around the braid and then just tie it off. But y'all will see it again because I'm going to do one more braidless. And so you can see her braidless roots there. And it's secure. It ain't going nowhere. It's secure. So I'm going to do one more like that, and then I'll do one with the braid. And that's going to end this side for her.
Okay.
So with Senegalese twists, you could keep them in, I guess, a good 6 to 8 weeks. What do you think, T?
Yes, I'll say 6 to 8 weeks, and then take them out. Give your hair a break. And a break could be, a week or so before putting them back in. Everybody wants to know, well, how long is a break? To me, a break is give it time to give a deep conditioning, get some air. So
Okay. And sometimes people don't find that the Senegalese last as long as maybe the Havana or the Kinky twist, but it's really because of the texture hair it is. This is just a straight hair as opposed to the kinky hair.
I find some Senegalese to last pretty decent.
They can, I'm just saying, some people don't find that they do. Kind of like
Okay.
people with the knotless box braids.
Right, right.
Everybody is different, people are different on their hair,
And it
with
depends on how you
maintenance, that
take
is,
care of it.
tying it down, not tying it
Right.
down. Again, and she has color in her hair, so you can see where her color is in her hair. So that's kind of a guide. And we're gonna just twist it all the way down. And like you say, we do that double twist. So I'm twisting and rolling as I go. And I'm gonna slow it down now so that we can do the knot, or so that you can see me do the knot. So I take just a sliver of hair and I wrap it around my thumb, and then I just knot it. I wrap it around and I knot it. And I do that one more time. I wrap it around and I knot it. Sometimes, you know, I might do another knot, but that should seal the deal for her. So now I'm just gonna do one with the braided root. And I'm doing that because it's on the edge. Sometimes the edges are a little trickier um, than the body. So, and I call that the body. So we're on the
When you
edge.
do your Senegalese, can you please slow down so we can see the hand motion of a Senegalese?
Okay,
Because what is a double twisting and a twist? You know what I mean?
okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. All right, so this is it, y'all. I got my hair. I'm gonna do a braid. Um, so I have three parts too.
And notice there was no knot. Tanika did not use a knot in that.
So now I got my one revolution, as you say, two and three. I'm gonna split my hair now into the two sections. I have my two sections, and now I'm gonna need a little gel to make sure that my hair stays in place. And I'm twisting the same way I would if I was doing it at the root. I'm twisting it, and I'm twisting the opposite direction on the other side.
Thank you for explaining that.
And now I'm going to twist. As you see, I'm still rolling the hair as I twist down. If I don't roll the hair, it's going to just be flat, and you won't have any, definition in it. Sometimes as I go down, I add a little gel, but right now she's good. We can see that it's tapering off. We're getting closer to the end. So I'm going to get ready to knot it off. And again, as you can see from the previous ones, we have it ready to dip in hot water at the end. So here I go. I'm going to take a little sliver, there's a sliver, and I'm going to wrap it around my thumb and come on through. That's my hole. That's like my bunny rabbit hole. You know, when we tie shoes and we teach the kids about the bunny rabbit hole. I never did that, but that's two times, and this is going to be my last time. And that's it. I will put this on rods and then dip it in hot water. So, any questions on that too?
No. And I would just would like you guys to take note that when I did the Havana twist, I did not have to knot the ends because they were fat and they were already tapered, and it's a different textured hair. The Senegalese is with the Kanekalon hair that you would use for braiding, and the Kinky twist hair is actually kinky. So there was no need to knot a kinky texture type hair. So right now I'm going to bring Rayleigh back to the screen, and we're going to do a few kinky twists, and I'm going to do a twist on the twist. All right, let me bring her back. Okay, so she's back now. And what I'm going to do is demonstrate cutting the Senegalese hair or the kinky twist hair in half because not everybody wants long twists. So I'm going to cut the hair in half and we're going to start from there. And like I said, a lot of times you'll see me do demonstrations and I have color. So we're going to mix her black hair with a little bit of red, a little spice, a little, So I'm just going to cut this hair in half. When do I want to cut it in half? When a client wants short twists, or if it's for a child, perhaps, and they don't need their hair very long or going down their back or whatever. So that's when I would cut the hair and use half, put it in halfway. So Rayleigh is back, and now we're going to demonstrate the kinky twist. So for the kinky twist, you of course, you want it a little smaller. So I like to start with the half moon, starting right from where her ear is. So from like the end of the eyebrow to the beginning of the ear. So here we go. Very nice. That's a nice part right there, clean, and that's your half moon. Make sure it's clean. And even though we put gel on her hair already previously, we're doing a demonstration. I'm going to go all the way from the beginning. So this is the kinky twist. A little bit of gel right there. And with the kinky twist, I do like to start with a braid, especially on the edges. I like to start with the braid because we know it's going to hold. It's nothing like a client saying, oh, my twist fell out. Well, that never happened to me because I always start with the braid on the edges anyway. But I've heard, salons in my area where, oh, can I come to you? Can you put these twists in? It fell out as soon as I left, or I went to bed and it was out the next day. So let me tell you what I'm doing. Okay. Kinky twist, I cut it in half. So one side is going to have a blunt end and the other side is going to be a tapered end. I split the hair and I make it the opposite. So each side has a blunt and each side has a tapered end, right? And then I make sure that it's not even. I purposely make sure that it's frayed, so to speak. And I'm mixing the red with the black. And I only need a little bit of the black. So this is just like a little added bonus to you guys if your clients want a colored type hair. And if your client still wants it to be fairly long and you cut it in half, just fold it in like a third, and then you still have 2/3 for the length. So I'm folding it in a third because I know her hair is already long. So I'm folding it in a third, and I'm going to use the 2/3 to twist. No knots, just put your finger through it. You have one piece here, you have your second piece here, and then you have your third that's here, or 3/4, however you want to say it. You lay the hair on top, you make three, you split her natural hair into three, and you start braiding.
I like the kinky twist. How you doing that? I like the kinky twist. It's very professional looking. Kinky twists are good for a lot of different things. You can start your locks with kinky twists. That's another class. But kinky twists are very professional.
So now I am ready to begin the twist. I did like 4 revolutions, and now I'm ready to start the twist. And I will roll and go almost like a Senegalese. I will roll for the kinky twist and keep going down. And you want to make sure that that 1/3 that's at the top that we folded goes into the kinky twist. You want to make sure that it's in there. And then you just keep going all the way down to the tip. Make sure you get all the way down. And you see, even though I cut it in half, by me just folding it and having it like at that third, it it's still giving me a nice long length. I want to say thank you to my model, Ray Lee. It's always such a trooper. And there we go. Now see, this is where that little taper piece is, and then I would just take my little scissor and just cut that piece right there. And now it's nice and clean. So I'm gonna do it again. And most of the time, almost always, I must say, almost always, I do my kinky twist with the braided roots. It's very rare that I'll do a knotless or a braidless root.
And that's where we're opposite because I do a lot of knotless kinky twists.
Nice. So I can either go across right here and make my next part, or and then that's usually what I do. And then I always make it in sections. So I know I have one here, and then I will section it again and have it here. That ends my row. And so that's where you get the half moons, because then the next time you see where the V is, you see the V part there, then that's when I'll take my comb and I will part it on top, and then it'll fall right in. So parting is important, guys. Parting is important. So we're doing the half moon. Here's my second half moon. And then, okay. So let me just go ahead. I'll just put the twist there, because then my next half moon will be up here and then it'll fall right there. So parting is very important, especially when you have clients that say, I don't want to see the parts. Well, how do you hide the parts? There's no other way but to lay them within or in between. Almost like bricklayering, however, is half moon bricklayering or diamond bricklayering. That's really what it is. You just want to get in between each of those braids. Okay, so now I have put the gel through her hair. And this one I'm just going to make black. And it's cut in half. So I'm just going to split it, turn the opposite ends toward each other. And I like to take another piece. So I'll take from the other half, and I'll just take a little bit of that and add it, just for a little thickness, a little extra oomph. I'm going to fold it in, like I said, the quarter. I'll fold it in a third. Some, if you wanted it real short, you could fold it in half. But I'm going to fold
I'm
it
glad
in.
that you mentioned if you wanted it short because that's an option. A braided, a kinky twist bob, those are cute too.
Yes. So but the reason why I have to put it in a third, you have to take in consideration your client's length. And she has a nice length of hair. So we're going to start. I'm going to lay it. You have 3 sections, 1, 2, and 3. And braid a little bit, just like 3 revolutions. Actually, in my case, this is 4. So I did 4 the last time and I did 4 this time. And then you split the hair in half and you just roll, twist, roll, twist. And that's the way I do my kinky twist all the way down. So to me, my kinky twist is almost like a Senegalese, just with kinky hair. That is
So
such a pretty
guys, thank you
twist.
for purchasing and watching this video with Twinness. We're doing getting the kinks out. Let's get your don't get your kinks in a knot. Sorry, don't get your twist in a knot. I'm so sorry, you guys. But these are just different techniques, different braid techniques, twist techniques, Senegalese, Passion, Kinky, and Havana. As you can see, the technique is pretty much the same for all, but it just takes some practice to make sure that they're secure and in line, you know.
So as you can see that we are done, we are going all the way to the tip, all the way. And if you have enough tension, I must tell you, if you have enough tension, you don't need to curl the ends. Look at that. It just automatically curls on its own. I don't know if you can see that, but it automatically curls on its own. So that's important as well. You don't want to have a stringy end. If you have a stringy end, that means your tension is not tight enough. So Usually, when by the time I'm finished, it always has some kind of curl on the end. Of course, I'll still curl the end, but it should automatically have some type of a curl on the end. It should not be stringy. It should not be straight. So, like I said, okay, so we have the two here, and I'm just going to go back into parting again. And this will probably be my last one, so you could get to the passion twist. Um, so I will take my comb, and here you go. And that will lay right there. So let's do one more, and then I will let you show us how to do the passion twist. And notice every time I have my clip, I will clip it either to her hair, because that's where it is right now. I will clip it to her towel or whatever while I'm parting, but it will not be on my person because I may be dirty. And now it goes right back into her head. And again, a little gel. Oh, I'm out of my I'm out of my cut here, so I have two more pieces left. I have the red, in which I'm going to split that in half, turn it opposite each other, and then I have one more sprig left for the black. So I'm going to fold this one in a half. This is our last one. I'm going to fold it in a half and no knots, and I am going to apply. Now, some clients would like their edges to be out because right now I'm in the front. Sometimes they want their edges out so they can make their baby hair, and others, they want you to catch all the hair if possible. So I like to try and catch all the hair if possible and then allow whatever's going to be left for baby hairs, then they'll grab for baby hairs. Look at that. And this is the halfway. We didn't do a third for this one. We just did it fully halfway. And make sure that you have it very taut. Make sure you have it tight. And now this ends it with a blunt, but then on the black it has tapered. So I'm just gonna keep going all the way to the end, to the very end. Okay. And now I can see where the half was cut and it's a little bit frayed. I will take my scissor and just snip. If you see it, you just pull it and snip. It will not damage the twist. It will not unravel the twist. And that is a beautiful tight twist. And you can see the length difference. This is the half and this is the one that's not halved or, you know. I want to say again, thank you to Ray Lee for sitting here. And now she's going to leave. And I just want to say thank you. But my next parting would be right here.
Thank you,
And this is how you
Rayleigh.
continue on and on and on. But that would be the next parting. And it will fall right in between here. So I want to say thank you again, Ray Lee, for your participation. Okay. Tanika?
Yeah. Okay, so I was saying thank you to Rayleigh. I don't know if she heard me, but that's okay. Before I get started on the passion twist, bomb twist, or what is three names: passion, bomb, and spring twist. All the same term, interchangeable. But I remember I did the Senegalese, so I had rodded them, and I'm gonna take the rods off real quick, and then I'll start on that. So I dipped them in hot water, and we said we were gonna let you know what we used. So I just used a little mousse and hot water, and I dipped her ends. And now I'm gonna just take the curls off the Senegalese twist. Sometimes those ends get caught, but that's okay. And this is just one way to seal the ends. Um, Most times I like to do this corkscrew, but today I did the rods. Got tangled up just a little bit, but that's all right.
Is there a time that you would just dip it and leave it straight?
If the client asks for them to stay straight, and most of the time they will ask them to stay straight. That's why I put the knot on the end just to make sure that they're secure. So when they leave, it's okay. So now we have curls. And I would technically cut some of those strays off, but it would be pretty if she had a full head of Senegalese twist with curls on the end. It would be nice and flowy and bouncy. I have Miss Jayla here. She's young, so bouncy curls always work for my young folk. So that's that on a Senegalese twist with the curly ends. But now we're going to do Passion Bomb Spring Twist. And when you look for the hair, it's going to have that on the package. There's different types. This one is the free twist braid. And to be honest, this is my first time using this particular hair for it. Um, the difference is the passion twist are the big ones, kind of like your Havana. Passion are going to be long and big, but your bomb twist and spring twist are going to be pretty small. So I'm going to turn my model around so that you can see her. As you can see, I started some of them here. This is the braidless or the knotless. Again, I start with a slanted part, and then I just started them like that. They look kind of like Kinky twists, but they have a little different type of a bounce to it. So I'm gonna let her hair up there while I part a section off. And we're gonna do the braidless one first. Again, the terms are interchangeable depending on where you live. Um, passion twist, bomb twist, spring twist. So I take a section of the hair, and you see how it bounces right back. I think that's why it's spring twist. And then I'm just gonna lay it down and roll it in. We've showed you this several times, just rolling that hair in, securing it, and then you secure the other side as well by rolling it. And you see I'm pinching it just to hold it to make sure it's secure so it doesn't get away from me. And now I go into the twist. But I'm holding it real tight, like Tisha said, taut. And you don't really need a lot of gel on this particular type of twist because it's kinky. It's not supposed to be shiny, but you do want her hair to stay in line and meshed in with the hair. And this twist, you don't have to braid really tight either. You could just do a loose, that's the whole purpose in it being a spring twist. Now my ends on this particular hair gets very bulky. So I like to get some of that bulk out with my thinning shears. We didn't talk about thinning shears, but when it's too bulky at the end, you have to thin that out somehow. And then I just keep on going.
Thank you for saying that. So, do you do a lot of bomb
Yeah,
twist, or do you do a lot of passion twist or spring twist
I
out
do
there?
a lot of them. I do a lot of passion twists, a lot of bomb twists, a lot of spring twists. I do a lot of them, especially it come to spring summer. I don't know if that's just what they think they're supposed to have come the spring, is spring twist. But clients order hair off of Amazon, I'm gonna say. And I've gotten some pretty good hair from Amazon that the clients bring that do really, really well. So, we can look online and find hair. Okay, I'm gonna go in one more time. I'm gonna just lay it down and start twisting. I'm twisting to what is that, to the right for the right,
Yes.
and then I'm twisting to the left for the left, right? And I'm pinching and holding, making sure that hair does not get away from me. I think here, T, I do a lot of the knotless because they want to know that you are able to do the knotless. I think it's something they want to prove, not necessarily that they prefer one over the other. You know,
Okay. All right.
some do, but a lot of times they'll inbox and say, "Do you do the knotless?" You know, and I'm like, "Yes, I do."
And like I said, it's a skill. Not everyone knows how to do a knot list, or they'll do the knot list and it's sliding out because it's not done properly.
Right. And I also went to a seminar, a hair show in Atlanta, and I don't know if you was with me that year because we usually go to these things together. And someone said the instructor was like, "A braid is a braid, and a twist is a twist." And so I that always stayed with me.
Yes, I was with you at that seminar.
Okay, so I'm twisting it all the way down. And with this hair, sometimes it's bushy at the end, and we don't want all that bushy end. You see all that bushy end? I just cut that
Yes.
off. It's not going to unravel. Just cut it off. And that's your bomb twist or spring twist. So I'm gonna do, and that with the knotless. So I'm gonna do with the knot, with not the knot, the braid. I'm gonna do it with the braid now. And as you can see, I use just a little bit of the gel, just a little bit at the root. What I did this morning, I started the back, and I'm gonna show you guys what I did because I don't want my model, Miss Jayla, to leave here without her head being completely done. So I have this split off into two, but I have three parts here. So I'm gonna just pick up one and then add this to the other, and then I just start braiding that way. And I do maybe 2 to 3 revolutions, and then I have to split that hair into two. This hair is so springy, it gets in the way. So hopefully it's where you can see. Okay, so now I have my sections good, my two sections, and I'm just gonna start twisting now. And you can see she has some color in her hair, so you can see how the twists are turning out because you can
Yes.
see her color. And I'm trying to go a little slower than I usually do. But I like again, I don't have to twist this tight because it's supposed to be springy.
Right.
Hence the name. So I just twist it all the way down. And like I said, this hair gets really bushy at the end. So I just, you know, um, thin it out with my little thinning shears and keep it going. Now, if she wanted them super long, I would just leave them long. So I'm gonna just leave this one long and just twist it all the way to the end.
Now, for your passion, spring, or bomb, do you have a particular size? Like the Havanas, we know are extra large. So, and then for like the kinky twist, they're smaller. For your
Right.
passion, spring, and bomb, what do you do? Like a medium? What do you do?
They're usually a medium. They kind of equivalent to Kinky Twist. Usually the Passion Twist are your big twist. They kind of like the Havana twist. So the Passion are big and long. Really, that's what makes the difference. The Passion are super, super long. Um, and I don't think that we've shown them how to do an extension. So if I wanted to make this extra long, I could extend this down by adding more hair to it. But I think we'll teach that in a different class. So the passion twists are usually super, super long. But your bomb twist and your the spring twist are usually the same size as your kinky twist. It's just that the texture hair is different.
Thank you. So, guys, we wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today. Today, we learned how to do passion twist, Senegalese twist, kinky twist, Havana twist. We gave you some tips and tricks on how to do these things, the products that we use, how long should these styles last, who these styles are good on, what kind of hair they're good on. And we hope that you have enjoyed this class as we have enjoyed teaching it. Do you have anything to say, Tanika?
I just want to show them real quick this simple thing. I thank you guys for joining us, and I'm going to complete her hair. But to save us some time, we did a crochet in, and then you still could do the same hands-on twist. It's that it's going to be quicker for me than to go in and do individual ones. So stay tuned for that video that will come out soon on crochets and combination styles.
Yes. So we want to say thank you for joining us on Don't Get Your Twist in a Knot. And we hope that you enjoyed, and we will see you on an upcoming class. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.